someone who possesses extraordinary abilities. It would be easy for me to become disillusioned with humanity. I have seen the worst that people can do, and it would be easy to conclude that we are not worth saving. But I refuse to give in to that kind of thinking. I've seen the worst of what humanity can do. I've seen them tear each other apart, destroy the world they live in, and hurt the people they love. But I've also seen the glimmer of hope, the possibility of redemption. I know that there are people out there who are worth fighting for. People who are struggling to make a difference, who are trying to make the world a better place.
This heroic act is just the latest in a long line of feats by the Man of Steel.
And moments ago, he was seen rescuing a group of civilians from a burning building.
They're the reason I keep going. The reason I keep fighting. Even when it seems like there's no hope left. They are the reason Jor-El sent me here. They are the reason I am Superman.
You will learn to fear me, Kryptonian.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's episode of the ZodWriter Show. And with me is APass, the official co-host of the ZodWriter Show. Thank you, APass, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Oh my god, I'm like so hyped watching that. I've seen that before, but like watching it again, I'm like, give me Man of Tomorrow.
It gets us so excited. It's amazing. And I brought that up specifically because, again, the thumbnail, AI generated Man of Steel 2. We have to talk about it. That's the first topic I want to discuss, with you tonight and with whatever viewers we have tonight. Because there's a lot on the plate for today. We've got that, and then we've got to give our thoughts on Full Circle, which has been talked about ad nauseum over the last however many days, and that's awesome because it was a beautiful event. It was great for everybody. So that's something we'll talk about. And then, of course, I want to give a brief review on Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and we'll talk a little bit about that and about James Gunn. So we got a full show tonight, and APass, I appreciate you so much being here as the co-host for the ZodWriter Show. This is insanely awesome. So thank you very much. Everybody's piling in here already. We got Lucas Ironside in the chat. What's up, Lucas? Good to see you. We got Nightmare here. How's it going, ZodWriter and APass? Okay, everybody shouting us out. And we've got back to business. Let's bash betas. I don't know how many betas we're going to bash tonight, except if we're talking about, what's that guy's name? Our Movie News.
Oh my God.
I'll shout him out. I'm not afraid to call people out. I'll talk about Our Movie News, and I'll talk about Prime, the beta father that decided to call me out today. I don't have any problem.
Oh wait, I missed that.
Yeah, he called me out or something. I guess. See, I got fed up because I'm tired of him popping up in my mentions and making his flip-flopping comments. He flip-flops more than a pair of tennis shoes. So I basically just decided that's it, I'm done, and I blocked the dude. So he comes out and calls me out, and then he included me in some tweet crying about being blocked, like he thought I was cool or something. He included me in the tweet, and he included Fatal J or whatever. I don't know who he's talking about, but I was like, okay, it's cool, because guess what? If you're not with us at this point, there's no reason for us to retread old ground.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason why time constantly moves forward. And looking back at people who don't believe and don't buy into things, no matter how much evidence is presented in front of them, I don't really know what else to say.
Yeah. At this point, it's like arguing with a wall. Like it's like if they're not gonna get it, there's no point. Like absolutely no point.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. I mean, this is the thing. If I want to hear all this negative stuff back and forth for no reason, I've got better things to do with my time, and I'm not
exactly.
This is why you don't see us doing live streams constantly. So that when we do a live stream, it's because it's important and it's something worth talking about.
Right.
And I don't want to waste my time with petty Twitter drama, because as Skywalker and Leon have pointed out, Twitter is not a real place.
Right.
Okay? So you don't have to care about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's insane to me.
Crazy.
Why did anyone take our movie news seriously? It was obvious that it was a clout chaser.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give him a chance, but then whenever he started flip-flopping, I was like, yeah, you're not a genuine person. So, like, we don't really need that energy in this movement, in this fandom, that sort of thing. So
I agree with you 100%. It's like he's shown us too many times that he can't be trusted, and he doesn't hold to his opinions. He'll do these lavish videos talking about how much he supports the Snyderverse, and this is the thing that boggles my mind the most, APass. When he did that one video about the statue, about the Superman statue, when the full event was announced, and he quoted Snyder Queen and all of her clues about the Snyderverse and about the Zack continuing the 5-movie arc with Superman with his hand out like that and all this stuff. And he really went into detail and actually gave Snyder Queen credit for all the clues that she unearthed and all that. And yet, with all that information and with all those clues and with all that stuff, he still comes out and says all the dumb things that he said about himself. And then today, for me, with him was the coup de grace when he actually said in a tweet today that because of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he believes that the DCU is in good hands with James Gunn.
Bullshit.
I'll just gloss over that real quickly since that's what he said. Let me gloss over Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for all of you out there. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is a better movie than Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But that's not saying much. And that doesn't mean that James Gunn is a qualified filmmaker to take on somebody as epic and legendary as Superman, because he was successful with a goofy franchise with a talking raccoon. I mean, who cares?
Honestly. Yeah. And then all these again, this is like Twitter's not a real place, but like whenever you see like tweets from people saying that James Gunn is better than Christopher Nolan, than Zack Snyder, it's like these people are smoking crack or something. Because like I don't see it. I don't get it. Like, are we missing like the special sauce, Zod? Because
I think we are, because I don't know what's going on. Listen, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with an open mind. I sat there and said, you know what? If this is a good movie, I'll come right out and say it. And I walked out of the theater thinking to myself, okay, it was better than Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But that was the best I could come up with. That was the nicest comment I could give it. I could say, well, it was better than the last movie. It was better than the last one. But I mean, I just wish I could see. Like, I don't get there was, I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, there were some things in this movie that were questionable, where I felt like James Gunn was just like rubbing things in certain people's faces. Like there's some scenes in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 where you'd say, well, as a director who's known for posting questionable jokes about children, it's probably not a good idea for you to be doing what you're doing here in this movie. There's scenes in this movie where it deals with a lot of children. There's a lot of children in cages and weird scenarios in this movie. It's really, really bizarre. And for someone that is who's allegedly trying to get rid of a stigma that's attached to him as a person, you would think that he would not want to tempt fate by putting that kind of stuff in his movie. But I digress. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I'm good. That's it. That's all I wanted.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just all I gotta say is, has he really tried to shed that that stigma, like based on his work?
Maybe not.
With like the Suicide Squad, and I get Weasel, like that's like I get that in the comics that's what happens, but like at the same time, this man seems to relish that kind of.
That's what I think. Yeah, he's like rubbing it in people's faces, like, this is what I like, and I can get away with it. Have you been to the parties at my house? But hey, I don't know. And we got the good Austin here in the chat. What's up, Austin? He says, much love, Zod and APass. You two have been stellar. Tweeting the hashtag APass came to Twitter and put in the work. Absolutely. Yeah. The fact that you joined Twitter just to lend a hand is the most awesome thing in the world. Like, because Twitter is a horrible place. It really is.
It is. Yeah, it is. And there's like times where I do regret it, but at the same time I'm like, because like during like release the Snyder Cut, obviously I wasn't on social media, and I was 100% behind it. But I felt like as soon as Skywalker did that stream, that epic stream, that fateful day, I was like, I need to do something, because I want this story to continue. And I know I'm not the only one. Like Still Nation, like I like we all want to see it like come to fruition. So if that's the only way to get it, I don't know, into it like put out there into the universe, I guess, then I'm gonna do it. But
well, we have a lot of people on Twitter asking for an animated continuation of the Snyderverse,
which is like, what the
I don't understand this, because I'm seeing people that have met Zack Snyder before, who have had Zack Snyder on their live streams and have dealt with Zack Snyder, known Zack Snyder for years now, and they're campaigning for some kind of animated continuation. And I'll never understand that when you have a movement like Cell that is flourishing, that Zack obviously endorses. So why would you? I don't understand how you can be a big, like, I'll call him out for one thing. For a while ago, Chris Wong, the hot dog guy, Chris Wong, he was very active during the early days, the release the Snyder Cut days. Mm-hmm. And he decided that he was, now he's all about continuing the Snyderverse in animated form. It makes no sense.
Like, at the very least, that's like, if that's all we can get, fine. But if you
that's not what we want. It's not what we want, though. It's like, what?
Yes. I know, like, even Zack doesn't want to freaking finish it in animation. Like, he wants it in live action. That's how he envisioned it.
We're not campaigning for cartoons. We don't want cartoons. You don't go on Twitter talking about you want cartoons. You go on Twitter talking about that you want it to continue in live action the way Zack intends. So you do sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix. That is the way. You don't ask for cartoons. Cartoons is just like you said. There's no other way we can't do it any other way but animation. This is
Last
all we
resort.
got. But you don't ask for this. You don't say, oh, this is how it's going to continue. I'll never understand that line of thinking. That is
Me either.
insane to me.
That just sounds like personal issues to me, like about the fact that they are so against #cell in general. That just sounds like petty BS. I don't know.
You know what I think it is? They all want access. With James Gunn's new DC. That's what it is. That's what it is. Because here's the thing: if they jump on board the Cell campaign, they, for some reason in their mind, think that makes them look bad because they want to be included in whatever James Gunn is going to do. They want those free tickets to the Superman Legacy premiere. Chris Wong wants to be sitting right in the front row, right next to Crypto. He wants to be there. And he's not going to be able to do that if he's showing too much, favor towards continuing the Snyderverse. So to them, they want to look at the Snyderverse like it's a dead thing, like it's an afterthought. Okay, and cartoons is the best way to finish it, because that doesn't impact. If it's animation, it won't affect their access.
Right.
They can still say, well, we just wanted to see animated movies, James Gunn. We're not trying to encroach on anything that you're doing. But that's the only thing I could think of. I'm like, what other reason would you want to, type that out? Like, I legitimately have no desire to see that, and I would not want to waste my time typing out animation requests.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. Other than what you just said. That's the only explanation for it.
And this is a good point too, Qatar. Flip-flopping means no integrity. I agree.
Exactly.
Stand for something, our movie news. Stand for something, Chris Wong. Stand for something, Film Junkie, Sean O'Connell, all these other crazy people that are associated with Zack Snyder in some way. Zack lets you into his inner circle. And this is how you repay him, by championing animation, by belittling the fan base, and by just completely dismissing anything positive that comes out of the Cell movement.
Right.
I don't get it. I just wish I could figure it out.
It's that access. You're right. It's access. That's all it is.
That's the only thing it could be. If it's not access, I don't know what it is. And I feel like there's no other reason, because, for example, Dave the Film Junkie was up there the first day of Full Circle for Man of Steel. Yeah. He's sitting there right now, right next to he's sitting there right next to Zack Snyder, right?
Right.
And he's talking all this. He's talking all this and acting like Man of Steel is, he agrees with all the takes that Zack has. I don't know. He doesn't agree, because him and Sean O'Connell are up there talking something else and are speaking favorable of James Gunn and trying to project James Gunn's movie, James Gunn as the new savior of DC. I don't understand that.
We've seen that before, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It's happening a lot. So Fresh says it's live action or bust. Sells ESJL to Netflix. Sells Snyderverse to Netflix. Thank you for the super chat. So Fresh. Appreciate it. Definitely agree with that 100%. And we got a guy here in the chat, probably somebody's burner account. So I'm going to go ahead and address this. Your scum says, ZodWriter, you've been excommunicated from the Snyder fandom for your harassment of women. Syl is a liar and grifter. Skywalker's poster means nothing. You will harbor a racist in Xeno, all scum. What? I don't understand anything that you've said. Number one, the harassment of women. I don't understand. Who do I harass? I don't even talk to anybody. I'm very much a lone wolf. I'm by myself. I don't associate hardly with anyone. So who are we talking about when you say harassment of women? And I don't know if you're noticing, but my co-host APass happens to be a woman. So
yeah,
I don't quite understand what you mean. You're kind of, that's kind of and Zeno, what? Zeno comes to my chats. He comes to my chats and he's a friend. I don't know what you're talking about when you say he's a racist. I've never heard him say anything racist in my life.
Excommunicated? What the literal fuck?
Excommunicated from what? Like, how can you be excommunicated from the Snyder fandom?
The Snyder fandom? What the what?
I'm literally writing a book about the Snyder fandom. So if I'm excommunicated from the Snyder fandom, that's good for me because now me putting my book out makes me a bit of a rebel then, I guess, huh? Because I guess I could put this in the book, your scum, that I'm excommunicated. That'll be like one of the first lines in the book. That'll be in the forward. Sill's writing the forward for the book, so I'll have him put something in there about us being excommunicated. Wow. Oh my God.
That's amazing. The fact that, okay, you know what? No, I'm not even going to go down that road. No, it's fine. Let's just move on.
Oh, you won't access Zod? I don't want access. I don't need access. I don't care about access. Do you really think I care about access? You have no idea who I've been able to get in touch with for the book that I'm writing. You have no idea who I've been in contact with. And you know what? You all underestimated Skywalker too, because you said Skywalker, Leon, and Sill would never meet Zack Snyder. Y'all said that. This has got to be a RJ an RJ burner account. This has got to be, because you're mentioning stuff that is connected to all that, and I'm not really connected to any of that. So I don't really know what you're talking about, but okay.
It's beyond pathetic at this point. It is beyond pathetic. It's like borderline like sociopathic behavior. Like whatever.
I don't get it either. I'm completely baffled by that. But hey, you have every opportunity. Look at this. We got another one. This is incredible. Sell ZSJL is a scam. Zod, you have to project. You clearly want access to Zack. Why do you care how they celebrate Zack and his work? They know him personally. Is it jealousy? You got triggered during the Junkie interview. No, I didn't get triggered during the Junkie interview. Here's the thing, and this is my point. I'm not against people talking to Zack or the fact that Film Junkie has, access to Zack. That doesn't bother me. What I don't like is the fact that they have access to Zack and then they go behind his back and promote something that's completely counter to what Zack is trying to do. That's the problem that I have. It's not that they have access to Zack. It's fine. If Zack is allowed to put anybody into his inner circle that he wants, that he chooses, okay? But Zack isn't looking at the people that obviously isn't looking at what people are saying and doing when they're not communicating with him. I mean, and I got news for you. I know for a fact I got people that are in Zack's camp who are following me. And I could say that with absolute certainty because I know exactly who they are, and some of them have reached out to me. So you don't know what you're talking about. So I would suggest that you stop coming into my chats with your misinformation because you know nothing. You clearly do not. You are all liars and grifters. Oh yeah, we've just made millions of dollars off of this whole sell campaign thing. I got news for you. The shirts that have been put up for sell ZSJL to Netflix, those shirts, the money for those shirts all went directly to AFSP. I don't know where all that grifting and lying comes from. I mean, what are we doing here? Wow, it's insane. Okay, but we've devoted as much time to you haters as we're going to. So anything else that you have to say is just going to be ignored. So don't even bother. These people have jumped the sociopathic border. I agree, Zeno. They definitely have. And my thing is, they're calling you a racist, and I've never heard you say anything racist the entire time I've known you. I don't even know what that means. Like, what is going on? Oh my goodness. And we've got we got Sin Havoc in the house. What's up, Sin
Havoc?
See, this is what it's all about. Look at all these great people that we have here in the chat. And we must be doing something right if we have haters. What I love is that I got people coming in here talking about me harassing women, but my co-host is a woman. I love that. That's hilarious to me.
Beyond hilarious. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Isn't it racist to accuse Skywalker, a black fan, bullying Zach and signing the autograph? You guys are a joke with your obvious bias.
Yeah, this sounds like projection on their side. But you know what? Yeah, we're not going to devote any more time. So this isn't like a roasting stream.
Absolutely not. I think I've devoted more time to haters and detractors tonight than I wanted to. And the thing is, we're only about a half hour into the stream, so it's pretty funny. Also, Fresh with the $2 super chat says, these are the same burners that tried to spam Sky stream too. Oh yeah. If they can't get to Sky and they can't get to Syl, they're going to try to get to me. But you know what's so funny about it? I wasn't at Full Circle. So
me either.
I just watched it on stream. I couldn't get tickets to that thing. The tickets sold out in 5 minutes, and I was busy, and and I watched it on TV just like you did, APass. I mean, it was fine. The only thing that I regret about Full Circle is not getting a chance to meet all those people. It would have been cool to go just to be able to meet everybody, but again, it's not one of those. I mean, there'll be other events that'll come up. That's the beautiful thing about these types of events. They're so popular and so well received that it's almost inevitable that there's going to be another one. So, we can cloud seeking nerds. Yeah, that's what we have going on here. Cloud seeking nerds. Probably melons. Well, listen, here's the thing about her. And I'm going to be honest with you. As those of you who know me and know me well and who have followed this channel for a long time and have followed me know that, for the longest time, I considered Saggy Melons a friend. I never had anything bad to say about Saggy Melons. And while I may be disappointed with her views currently and the way that she's conducted herself, I've moved on with my life. I'm not someone who is going to continually go at her or attack her. I haven't said word one to her since the what event, the Full Circle stream that the Nerd Queens did. I haven't had any communication whatsoever with Saggy Melons. So if this person was trying to imply that I'm harassing Saggy Melons, you got a very broad view of harassment, because Saggy and I haven't had any communication whatsoever. So I don't know. Let's see. Integrity 101. How's it going, Zod? Hi, APass. I don't know if you guys heard this, but Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 is inevitable. Absolutely.
Facts, integrity.
Absolutely. And what's up, Zeno? A $20 super chat from Zeno. Here's your monthly gift payment, my lord. Thank you, Zeno. It's always a pleasure. Again, man, it's always a pleasure to see you, and I appreciate you being in the chats. And I don't like the fact that people project things onto you and call you a racist, because again, I've never seen any of that. And to me, it's ridiculous the way these people will call people names, go at people for no reasons. It's so ridiculous.
It's like almost like these words are losing their power because they're always being thrown around. You know what I mean? Like it's like in general, I guess. That's what I think.
I agree with you. I think it's to the point where pretty soon half the insults in the English language won't have any effect on anybody because they're so you got to create new words and with new meanings and things, and it's just insane. The world champ says, I believe James Gunn is paying off RJ, Saggy, Film Junkie, Caden, and all of these dudes to attack Sil Nation and the Syndicate Network. James Gunn continues to reply to RJ and Caden. Very fishy. Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Me either, but it makes sense.
I didn't know that, but hey, again, but that goes to show you, I don't interact with these people. I don't follow them on Twitter. I don't look for their threads. I don't watch their live streams. So the only time I hear about it is if you guys mention it in the chats or you guys mention it in any of the other streams or whatever. I don't know because again, I have better things to do with my life, as does APass. You see, this is what it is. You see, if I was the guy that was streaming every day, streaming, 5-6 times a week, and you guys always see me here on streaming, you can kind of imply, you can kind of be like, Zod must not have a whole lot to do if all he's doing is streaming. The fact that you only get the streams once in a while, that should tell you something about me. I don't have time to be messing around with people like this. And that's the thing. These people clearly have nothing better to do because they know everything. They talk about everything on their streams. They talk about everything, and they come invade our chats and want to talk to us like they're above us. Okay, cool. That's fine. Do what you do. I don't have any interest in it, And this is the thing I never understood until now as a full-grown man. Remember, you ever hear growing up, oh, they're just a bully. Just ignore them and they'll leave you alone. You remember hearing that, APass?
Oh, yeah.
Old wise words of wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the case on social media, though, because people can hide behind a keyboard. They can create endless amounts of burner accounts and constantly go on and harass and attack people for no reason. For those people, high school never ended, I guess.
Which is sad.
It really is. It really
Very
is.
sad.
There comes a point where you just got to give it up. And here's my thing. If they want to promote James Gunn and they want to run with Gunn, so to speak, and that's what they want to do, have at it. I don't have any problem with you. Run your hashtags, do your thing. You have as much right to champion the stuff that you're excited about as we do. But you don't have to come in and belittle us and attack us for what we want.
Yeah.
That's
We're
the thing.
literally
I
not
don't
bothering
understand.
anybody. We're not bothering anybody.
Nope.
Like I don't get it. But whatever. It's not my time I'm wasting, so.
Exactly. Sin Havoc says, we're the Armada. Our movement is worldwide. Get used to it. Join the movement or get out of our way.
Yeah.
That movement is accomplishing some great things. And so, shout out to Leon, shout out to Sammy, shout out to Sil, shout out to Skywalker.
1000%.
They've done a tremendous job. Everything has worked out so beautifully. All their streams that they've done since Full Circle have been awesome and have been very informative. They've been great for me because I'm writing this book on the Snyderverse and the whole, all the fan campaigns. And, I'm getting so much great material and I don't even have to do nothing but pay attention, take notes and document this stuff. And it's fantastic. It's working out great. The book is literally writing itself. I'm so like, it's incredible to me. And I tell this story a lot, but, I remember when, Sky started the hashtag and, once that it got started on Twitter and it kind of took off like wildfire, I called him up personally and I said, Sky, you saved my book because after James Gunn, announced what he was going to do and he was rebooting everything, for me, the nail in the coffin was Henry Cavill. When Henry Cavill came out and said he was no longer Superman, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea. I'm like, there's no way that I can even finish this book because I can't finish it on a positive note. Now I've got so much material that this book might end up having to be 2 books. So
that's amazing.
I don't. Yeah, it's incredible. I don't. I can't express enough how grateful I am. The whole movement has been fantastic, and everybody is doing their part. I mean, look at you. You got on Twitter just for that, just to support the movement.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, because I want to see, like, just like everybody else, I want to see. I don't know how you can like watch Zack Snyder's Justice League and not want more. Like,
I don't know.
He literally had several different cliffhangers. So, like, I don't get it. But hey, to each their own, I guess. But
yeah. I'm really struggling with that too. And it's so funny because there were so many people, there were so many industry professionals that had talked all kinds of trash about Zack Snyder after BVS. Yeah, professionals. And, I'm talking about comic book writers like Gail Simone. She used to trash Zack Snyder all the time. She did not like BVS. She did not like the way the characters are portrayed. But then all of a sudden, once she saw Zack Snyder's Justice League, she saw the light. And she was like, okay, now I understand. And now I want to see more of these characters. And that situation is not unique to Gail Simone. A lot of writers, a lot of, people in the industry felt the same way after they saw Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was a global phenomenon. And the reality of that is that how can you be a company that is in charge of this and not want to capitalize on it and make more money off of it? I don't get it.
Me either. Other than the fact that they realized they were in so much more debt than they signed up for. But
oh God, it's just so crazy to me. Like I look at James Gunn and I look at this Guardians of the Galaxy 3 movie and I say, okay, that was great for Marvel. You're in your wheelhouse. Okay, Marvel's your thing. Guardians of the Galaxy is an IP that you brought out of obscurity onto the big screen. This is what you're best at. You should stick to it. That's what watching this movie told me. He's good at this kinds of stuff. He's good with these kinds of characters. That's his thing. Everybody's got one thing that they're really good at in life. Okay. And so that doesn't mean that when he goes over to DC, that his brand is going to transfer over well to Superman. I did not get the impression after watching this movie that he's going to, what did they say? They said he's on a mission. Some article says he's on a mission from God. A mission from God, APass.
Your tweet, by the way, had me dying. Like, you were like, he needs some divine intervention if he's on a mission from God.
Yeah, he needs divine intervention because at this point, there's nobody going to look at that movie and going to say, oh, yeah, he's right for Superman after seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He's not right for Superman. If anything, Guardians of the Galaxy had the opposite effect. I watched it and I thought, no, he should stay in Marvel. He should stay making Marvel movies, not jump over to DC. I feel like the man is ruining his career. That's what I feel. I don't think he realizes the magnitude of this, because if Superman Legacy fails,
the name itself sounds so pretentious.
Yeah.
Superman Legacy. Like, you think you're gonna make drop the mic with Superman? Like with
Superman, yeah. Wait. So and he's slavishly loyal to the Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve era of Superman.
God, it's so boring.
So if you're slavishly loyal to that, did he forget that Bryan Singer already tried that in 2006 with Superman Returns, and nobody went to see that movie?
Well, yeah, but also wasn't Bryan Singer into some weird stuff too.
Bryan Singer is another one that was into some weird stuff too. But
yeah,
hey.
but
that kind of maybe there's like a little bit of symmetry going on there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a bit confused.
Me too. I mean, not to diss Richard Donner's take on Superman. Like I grew
up
watching
not at all. Those are great
actually.
movies for their time, but
exactly, it's not this time though. Like I the amount of conversations I've had about Zack Snyder's take on Superman with people, and they just don't get it. They don't get it. They think like him wearing underwear on the outside of his suit is like, oh, that's the Superman that we all need. He needs to be saving everybody. Henry Cavill's Superman didn't save anybody. I'm like, did you even watch Man of Steel? Did you even watch the movies? Because literally the first thing he does is save a bunch of guys for like on an oil rig. Like what the literal? Okay, yeah, never mind. I'm gonna stop now. I'm just gonna stop.
It's okay. It's okay. This is the place for you to rant. It's perfectly acceptable for sure.
I know, but I just feel like that, like there's been many people that have had the same, like, sort of, like it's the same conversations that Snyder fans have with antis, that just like
over
or
and
not
over.
even just antis, just like people that genuinely don't get it, like just casual fans or moviegoers. Like it's just yeah. Like I almost got into it with somebody in my in my class the other day about
oh my god, really?
Yeah, like well not literally, but like I had to like calm myself down because it was like this person was literally drinking the Kool-Aid with
James Gunn.
That, but also just like he was like, all DC actors, all they do is just work out. They don't know anything about the comic books. Marvel actors actually read the comic books. It's like, dude, Henry Cavill is like the biggest Superman fan. Ben Affleck loves Batman. I would say the only actor that probably didn't read the comics was probably Gal. Like,
wouldn't it be amazing if we found out later on that Gal was like the world's greatest Wonder Woman fan growing up? She read all the comics. Listen, it's crazy to me. Like I don't know. My mind is blown every time we have interactions with these people. APass.
Yeah, I even had one also with a cousin of mine at a funeral.
Ooh.
Like I didn't even bring it up. Okay, I did not even bring it up. he brought it up. Like I was just talking about like this #sell thing. I didn't realize that he was such a Zack Snyder hater until that conversation. He was like, I hate what Zack Snyder did to Watchmen. Ooh. And then I was just like, well, okay, like, but like he had me fuming, Zod. I had to walk away and get a bottle of water because I needed to like just calm down. I'm like, first of all, we're at a funeral. Like, why are we having this conversation? But second, like it just like, I don't know, time and place. Yeah. But like it's the same talking points with these people. The same talking points. It's like, can you be more, I don't know, clever with your complaints and your I don't know. It's just like I don't even have the words to say anymore about it.
It's the type of people that read the headline of an article,
right,
and get all their information from there. Although if you read a lot of articles today, you will be annoyed the way I am, because I'm amazed, and I don't know if this is just me or what, but I'll read an article. It'll have a real clickbaity title. So you obviously you'll get drawn in that way, and you'll want to read the article. So you read the article, and is it just me, or is it the style of writing articles nowadays? The way articles just end abruptly with like no real point to them. It's just almost like they say a couple of lines, and then they say, like, for example, they'll say, Henry Cavill, who played Superman in Man of Steel, is no longer playing Superman anymore. He's given up he's given up the cape and he's never coming back again. That's what we heard. And then it just kind of stops, and they don't elaborate on nothing. There's no details. It's all just the headline. And it's my pet peeve with these articles. I can't do it. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, journalism is pretty much dead. Except for Mikey and you and like what Sil, Sky, and Leon did at Full Circle.
Yeah, they did the real stuff.
Questions, not like, what's your favorite Spider-Man?
Oh my God. My God. When that happened, APass, I nearly fell off the chair when I watched that. I was like, my God, is this what it's come down to? Of all the things, you get up there and you have a chance to ask Zack Snyder a question, and that's the only thing that you could come up with?
I mean, I am curious to know, but that's not the first question that I would be asking him.
That would be almost as bad as asking Zack Snyder what his favorite ice cream flavor is.
Yeah, it's like,
it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant to what. I don't get people. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, I don't want to judge it at the same time, because I feel like if I was ever put in that situation, I would probably ask a stupid question too, because I'm just like, so like, my mind is blown that I'm even in that situation to begin with.
But even if you were to ask a stupid question, it would be a smart, stupid question, because it would be something that you would have thought about before you got there. Like, if I have a chance to ask Zach a question, what kind of question would I ask? You know?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And for me, the first question I would ask Zack Snyder is, what the hell made you ever want to get involved with making superhero movies? That would be the first question I'd want to ask him, because he gets all this headache, but then at the same time, he has one of the greatest and strongest fandoms in the world. So it's, so it kind of balances out a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the gems that he dropped at Full Circle.
It cannot be denied. Like, it's so beautiful, and our team of people was there the whole time, and that's what's so beautiful. Sil Nation was there, the Syndicate, they were there, the Cult, they were there, and it's just beautiful because they didn't shy away. And it's like I saw a bunch of haters, taking pictures of Zack Snyder, and every time they had a picture with Zach, they had circles around the various different types of margaritas that he had throughout that night. Yeah. Listen, if I was there, I would have been chucking down margaritas too. So there's no reason to. Why are you criticizing the man for his interest in alcohol? It's happy hour. It's a party. You should enjoy yourself. What's the problem?
Yeah, I don't get it. Me either. I think that's the thing.
It's the theme. We don't get it.
We don't get it.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah. But at the same time, I don't even want to try to get it, because it's like, it's pointless. I don't know.
It absolutely is. And Belle Reeve, what's up, Belle? Says Zod consistently supports Snyderverse. No grift here. Yeah, no grift here. I'm not saying nothing. Listen, I'm not a scooper. I don't claim to know things. I mean, I am writing a book and trying to get information, but that requires me to do journalistic work. That requires me to do research. That requires me to do a lot of things that, are not, but I'm definitely not a scooper, and I definitely don't claim to have any inside information. So there is no grift. You're absolutely right about that. And so I think we are at a point now where if the studio doesn't start getting smart and giving fans what they want, we're going to get to a point where fans are just going to type what they want into an AI chat box, and the AI is going to generate the movie for them, and they're going to be able to make their own canon. And unfortunately, I feel like that's what the future of the entertainment industry is, especially with things that are going on now where you have disagreements between, various degrees within the industry right now. We have the writer's strike, and if the rumors are true, next week we're going to have an actor's strike too. So
yeah,
it's all going to get to a point where it's going to be like, okay, well, we'll just use, and then, you know, there's a rumor that they're going to start doing, that studios are going to start taking AI generated scripts for films. And that to me is a seriously bad thing. I am so against that. I cannot believe that it's terrible. I saw this app yesterday that can literally mimic any voice, can clone any voice with 3 seconds of that voice. So I did a little bit of a test, and I tested it, you know, with a clip. I played the clip and I ran it through the voice cloning thing, and I typed in what I wanted it to say, and it played it back, and it sounded exactly like the voice that I put in there. And we're talking about right now. Not even talking about where we're going to be in the future, where this is going to be the norm. I'm talking about like just how this is just like if this is just the infancy stages. And then of course the Man of Tomorrow trailer that I played at the top of this stream. Yeah. If AI can generate that now, 2 years tops before you can type in what you want into from a text to movie generator, and basically this is my theory of how it's going to work. You're going to type in what you want with, you know, basic details, like saying, I want, kind of like how this trailer was made. You say you want Henry Cavill's Superman. You want it to be placed within the Snyderverse. You want Darkseid to make an appearance. You want this, you want that, whatever, and you put it in there, and then 6 hours later, you have a full-length movie generated to watch that's indistinguishable from something you get from a major studio. That's where I think we are.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's beyond scary. And I feel like we're in iRobot right now.
I agree.
Like, it's very like yeah. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about AI. Like, I think it could be definitely, I mean, it has been used to benefit us, but at the same time, when you get into this stuff, when you get into like, I mean, Hollywood's just the tip of the iceberg. But like, just in general, like the fact that studios are or have been looking into AI to generate like scripts, what have you. Like it's I don't know. I also have a feeling that it won't work, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it's just like, because human beings want to feel genuine stories, and I don't think AI can capture that emotion.
Well, the only question I have for you with regards to that then is, how did that AI Man of Tomorrow trailer make you feel?
It made me feel hyped. I got to admit, it did. But like, there's also like a difference between like an AI, like sort of like manufactured emotional thing, whereas like a human being writing a piece of art or making a piece of art. Like, I don't know. It just hits differently. Even though I feel hyped watching that AI generated trailer, I felt more hyped watching Henry Cavill like shatter Steppenwolf's like axe and being like not impressed.
Oh yeah, because you know that's a real movie, that's a real thing. But my point is though, okay, is at some point if a movie studio says, well, we're not making that movie, we're not restoring the Snyderverse, which obviously Warner Brothers isn't interested in doing, allegedly, right? So then the sell movement is to get it over to Netflix. But say for whatever reason Netflix or some other streamer decides they don't want to go in that direction either. Within a couple of years, Snyderverse fans will be going with their AI and saying, hey, give me Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3. Give me these movies. And what's that AI going to do? That AI is going to go all over the internet and gonna go all over the place and gonna find things that we didn't even know were out there, and gonna somehow piece together some kind of Justice League 2 and 3, and we're gonna watch it and we're gonna be hyped and we're gonna say, wow, this is incredible. And the point is that it's not going to be, they didn't need the actors to actually be there. They didn't need Zack Snyder to direct the movie. They didn't need to pay anybody. It just spit it out. And that's what my fear is. You're going to be able to get indistinguishable films from the real stuff, and you're not going to know what's real. And there's a lot of implications, not just in film, but in society too. Like I was telling you about the voice cloning technology and video, because that means that they could take you and I right now from our podcast, and they could take us and throw us in some sort of AI thing and have us say whatever they want us to say, because that's the thing. I'm worried about, the future of society because of this. I feel like it's going to create all sorts of problems in almost every aspect of society. Not just the movie industry. The movie industry is probably the last thing that we should be concerned with when it comes to this, technically. But ultimately, it'll be, and not only that, I think there will be some fans out there that'll be like, well, gee, if I can get my continuation, I can get my Man of Steel 2, have at it. I'm going to watch my Man of Steel 2 one way or the other.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's just, it is, the implications are terrifying.
It is. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I'm really scared of it. I mean, especially with that Man of Steel 2 trailer, because I was hyped. And I was like, my God, this is, if AI could do this, what is Warner Brothers' excuse?
Yeah, that's true. It's definitely, it's crazy. It's so crazy.
It makes it all the more ridiculous to see, when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. I'm going to take the AI and I'm going to be like, okay, I want certain comic books adapted. I'm going to put it in there, adapt a movie of this comic book, adapt a movie out of this. Give me proper Star Wars sequels. I've already got a list. I'm like, okay. It's just
proper Star Wars sequels.
Proper Star Wars sequels. I got a list. I got everything. I'm ready to go. Come on. But that's what I think. I think 2 years tops, and it'll be a thing. It'll be a thing. Belle Reeves says, I think it's hilarious that Zach made his mark in the comic book movie world. His films cut deep and keep haters and lovers talking.
Yeah.
Think about Man of Steel is a pretty old movie at this point.
10 years old.
And if you watch it, it has aged very, very well. It's not like you can look at it and say, oh yeah, that's an older movie. It's vintage.
No, it's just as potent as the moment I saw it in theaters during a midnight showing on the day it opened. Like, it's just, yeah. I'm really jealous that Sil and Sky saw it in theaters again, because I was like, I want to relive that experience. Because, like, I mean, I said this on Twitter, but like, seeing Man of Steel is literally one of my favorite theater going experiences ever.
Oh, I agree. I saw Man of Steel in theaters multiple times when it came out. I went with my best friend. I went with my father. I went with a few different other people. I had went with the woman I was dating at the time. I had seen Man of Steel so many times it was ridiculous, and I did the same thing with BVS.
Oh yeah. That was another great experience.
And this is why I'm hoping that this Snyder event will evolve, and then the next time, whatever they decide to do, if they decide to put it in the same place, maybe they'll do like a Fathom Events thing and put it in different cities around the world, so that we can all get a chance to participate wherever we are.
Yes, I want that. I want that. Like they would make bank off of that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you want to get out of debt. That's all they got to do, because we would all be there multiple times. I mean,
I
if it
would
was
drive, okay? Like I would drive, I don't know, like anywhere to see those movies, especially to see Justice League on the big screen.
Oh,
It doesn't
yeah,
even have
yeah.
to be IMAX. I just want to see it as it was meant to be seen.
And
So-
IMAX would be a phenomenal experience.
Oh my god.
That's the thing. Skywalker, Leon, Sil, Rhea, they all got to see it in IMAX as it was meant to be seen gloriously. It was probably a phenomenal experience. I mean, I would imagine that they're going to remember that experience for the rest of their lives.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
because you're not, because of the environment, because of everything. And because I know that's how I would be. I would be so hyped and so dope. And it would be like, man, we're seeing these movies in a theater like this again. And that's what needs to happen. There needs to be some sort of Zack Snyder Fathom events thing where we're just IMAX, we're able to see all the movies.
Yes.
It would just be wonderful.
Oh my god, it would be amazing. I would love it.
Let's see. Nightmare Robin, what's up, man? The $5 super chat says Skywalker is the real Black Superman. People lying and talking crap about him genuinely make me sick. I agree, 100%.
Yeah. It's all jealousy. That's all it is. It's jealousy. He's such a genuine person.
He is.
And they can't relate to that.
And the funny part is it's all about movies. It's all about superhero movies, BS. It's not even about anything real. None of us have done anything to any of these people. It's all about movies. It's not even about anything of any importance.
You would think that we killed their cat.
Like a John Wick situation. These people take everything personal, like it's a vendetta. I don't know what. This is the thing. I don't know what I did to any of these people. If anything, I tried to bring everybody together, and it backfired and blew up in my face. And I'm like, I'll never do that again. But no, I mean, I cannot believe the amount of hatred that has been generated just out of other people having a difference of opinion and enjoying something more than the way other people do. I'll never understand it, because like I said, I don't care if you want to run with gun. That's your decision. That's fine. What you do in the privacy of your own home, I have nothing to say about it. That's fine. Good on you. But hey, I have every right to say sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix. You know, everybody has their causes and has their things that they're into. And not only that, we're supporting AFSP. That's another thing I don't understand. This whole thing is charity based. Nobody is doing this to grift or to mislead people. It's all for a good cause. It's all trying to get a message across, as well as, help in a positive way.
Yeah.
Makes me sad.
It's so sad. It's like you won't even put you won't put your personal differences aside for just like charity. Like you won't acknowledge the fact that this movement has contributed to AFSP. And we will continue to do that because it's an important, very important cause. Like the theme of tonight, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
it.
We should change the name of the stream. I don't get it. Sin Havoc has solved the mystery for us and says Gal Gadot is a big time comic book fan. Okay, well, great. So there you go. Happy. That adds another. That's another win for the Trinity.
Is Scarlett Johansson a big comic book fan? I want to know.
I used to read both Marvel and DC comics growing up. And one character that I really liked and was really looking forward to seeing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was Adam Warlock. And Adam Warlock made his debut in this Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And they made him stupid, pointless, and he just ruined the character. And a lot of people are making comparisons to how James Gunn depicted Adam Warlock in this movie and what they are speculating that he'll do with Superman and Superman Legacy. And if Adam Warlock is any indication of what James Gunn has in store for Superman, we're in trouble, because he's not going to honor the character. He's not going to attach himself to the legacy in any kind of a way. He's going to create his own version of Superman, and it's going to be a big dumb galoot, like he said. So
yeah, he's on a mission from God to make Superman a big galoot. That has a TikTok. Oh God!
Superman has a TikTok. I could almost, here's the thing. I could almost forgive James Gunn if he makes this version of Superman Jonathan Kent, Superman's son. Yeah. I could almost forgive him if he does that, because then it kind of would make sense that he has a TikTok account, that he's more in touch with today's society and the things that maybe then, but I don't know.
That cousin is sorry, son. That really got me.
Yeah, that cousin
is excommunicated.
Oh,
that was good. Wow.
I just your story, that was priceless. Where an argument at a funeral. That's over there, and it wasn't even your fault. You just got triggered.
I felt so bad that I even felt that way at a funeral. Like, I just was like, why am I getting so worked up over this? Like, I guess it's because like I said, it's the same talking points. It's not. We're
in a cult. That's why we get worked up like this. We're in a cult. We're in a cult, APass. That's the problem. We can't handle it anymore. We've heard it so much that it's ingrained in our brains now. I was literally cheering and screaming at the TV when Ben Affleck came out. I was like, "Oh my god!
Oh my god!" Zod, I was like, "Ben Affleck! Oh my god, he's there!"
As if he could hear us through the TV screen.
I know. Like what? Like, I was freaking out over Ray Fisher too, and Ray Porter, and even the people that worked behind the scenes. Oh my god, I forgot. I know one was named Dodie and the other guy.
Oh yeah, that was the she was the Dodie, wasn't she? She was the producer, or the.
I think he finished editing the
movie. She finished the editing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other guy. Oh god, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name.
DJ.
Talking
about DJ and and then there was the French guy, the designer of the Batmobile and all that. The guy that Leon talked a lot about, because Leon signed it. He had his poster signed with the Batmobile. It was
so cool,
and that's cool as heck too. I'm like, wow. Integrity says, look at the timing of Full Circle. It's 6 weeks before what is easily the most Snydered up DC theatrical experience since BVS, and they're reconsidering the Cavill cameos.
I don't want to get my hopes up on that, but that would be amazing if they did.
They should. I feel like if it's a multiverse movie, this is the time where you can throw everything in the kitchen sink in there. You don't have to be concerned with continuity or anything, because it's a multiverse movie. So you're already, having your audience suspend disbelief. And if you're going to have Nicolas Cage Superman in there, you better have Henry Cavill in there, because Nicolas Cage has all been confirmed. So it's all but been confirmed. So I don't. And plus, I think they paid Cavill $250,000 for his cameos.
Oh my god!
In The Flash. So you're just gonna throw $250,000 away?
I mean, it's Warner Brothers. They But I mean, you're getting Nicolas Cage's Superman in there, and you're getting literally the worst Batman in there as well. So, I mean, why would you cut out literally the greatest Superman ever? Like,
you know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping that the George Clooney cameo, they make George Clooney like a total badass, like how he was in the movie From Dusk Till Dawn. I want them to just make George Clooney like so cool, so that people could be like, wow, wait a minute. Like, I just have this feeling like there's something that they could do with that cameo to make Clooney almost look as cool as Keaton if they wanted to. They could really do it. They could really do it because Clooney has the acting ability to pull it off, but they would have to give him something. And that's why when I think about Batman and Robin, I don't so much blame George Clooney. I blame Warner Brothers, because why would you want to have an actor like that and you have a script like that when you have somebody who's capable of playing the character?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't get it either. I mean, I would like to think that they would make Clooney's Batman a badass, but considering whose idea it was, I don't think it will be.
Yeah, that's the problem. We have
Yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 director himself to thank for this Clooney cameo. They might as well have asked Zach what kind of tree he would be. Yeah, I could see that. What kind of tree would you be, Zach? How about an apple orchard?
Oh my God.
Zach hasn't moved on. No, yeah, you're right. He hasn't.
The man said sell it. The man said sell it. I don't care what you freaking betas say. Skywalker asked him to. No, okay. Who cares if Skywalker asked him to? He didn't have to write anything.
And he didn't write the hashtags either. That's what I keep saying. He didn't write those hashtags.
He didn't. He made his own hashtag.
Our movie news, he did not write what Skywalker told him to write. He didn't.
No. Skywalker is a Jedi, but he didn't do the Jedi mind trick. Like you said earlier.
You could tell Zach was like, wow, this is like because Zach was trying to figure out what to write.
Yeah,
he was thinking about it. That was
I love that head shake he did.
Yeah,
and he was like grinning the whole time.
Grinning and thinking in the back of his mind, like, you bastard. Now I gotta come up with a way to word this.
That's exactly what he was thinking. That's the facial expression he made. And that was that's amazing.
I don't get it.
I don't get it, Zod. These people. They're too hyped up on KFC.
They said Skywalker ran up to Zach, bothering him, but it was Zach that walked up to Skywalker. Yeah, and we have evidence. We have pictures. We have video.
But it's not enough for these people, you see, because like they can have all the evidence that they want, and they'll still twist it, and they'll still try to make it fit their BS narrative. And that's called insanity. But
well, it doesn't matter because we're all going to be replaced by AIs in a few years anyway.
Don't say that.
So it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, is it? We just want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League in IMAX before that happens, okay?
Don't say that, please.
AI invasion.
Oh God.
AI creating Superman movie coming soon. Absolutely. Wow.
That is the last resort.
AI yeah. James Gunn's not going to do it. What James Gunn's going to do is he's going to put his script into the AI. He's going to have the AI spit out the movie. He's not even going to do the movie. He's just going to let the AI make the movie.
Yeah, but he'll take credit for it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what if it's not good? Well, we know it's not going to be good.
That's
something that we can bank on. I'd be willing to bet money that it's not good. Okay.
And if it ends up miraculously being good, I will eat dirt. But
I was just gonna say I'll eat my Cell ZSJL T-shirt if it ends up being a good movie, but I don't know. But you took the cake. You said you would eat dirt, so that's
eat your shirt.
You're willing to go further than I am. I think the shirt would be good because I could put mustard on it or something, you know.
Yeah.
I can make it. I can make it palatable, but dirt is dirt. You're gonna be.
Yeah, you can't. No. Yeah.
One thing's for sure: they know who Skywalker. They knew who Skywalker was, and that was made very clear. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's another thing. All those great pictures of Zach in none of those photos or videos looked uncomfortable around any of them. It was fantastic.
I love how he said that in Sill's video. Woo!
Yeah, and he loves Sill Nation. I'm telling you, because at least we're fans. We're fans. We care.
Oh, yeah, like I got so Zactivated. I mean, I was already Zactivated because it was full circle weekend. But like seeing that video, seeing Sill talk to the man himself, and Skywalker ask him a question, I was like, this is amazing. Like this is. Like, I wasn't even thinking about the betas being like, oh, you guys will never get close to Zach. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, that video, like, it literally cemented just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing to see. And honestly, I'm going to say, when Skywalker and Sill and Leon, when they all approach Zach and Debbie, when we see all the stuff with them in the pictures and videos, they look more like friends of Zach and Debbie than fans that are trying to corner them or trying to steal from them, trying to steal questions and things like that. That's another thing that I just found to be hilarious that I don't get. How do you steal a question at an event that you paid hundreds of dollars to be at?
How do you steal a microphone that you never even had?
Especially that last night, that very last night for Justice League APass, when nobody had a microphone. People were literally screaming across the auditorium because they couldn't get microphones to people because they were limited. They had a microphone shortage. That's one thing I'll say about that last night that I didn't like. The fact that it seemed like they were ill prepared for that kind of question and answer. Like the first two nights at the Arts Center, they were prepared. They had, microphones and they had people around handing out microphones, but it just wasn't like that. I felt so bad for Ray Porter because Ray Porter had to keep yelling across the room for people. And then, people, and I mean, I just love the fact that we got footage of Sky asking his question where you can hear it very, very clearly, because you can hear it a lot clearer on the footage that Sky got than you can if you actually watch the Vero broadcast where the question is asked on air.
Right. Yeah. That video is amazing too. Yep.
Yeah, it is. And we got to talk about Deborah Snyder too, about how amazing she is and how she just fits the bill of she should have been president of Warner Brothers.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
She's overqualified. Like, that woman is a badass. Like, I admire her so much. Like, I mean, just like listening to her talk during the Man of Steel panel and everything, it was just like she's just amazing. She would be again overqualified for like WB, like the head of WB or even DC. Like, it's just
WB would be in a lot better place right now if they had given that position was Deborah Snyder. I mean, she definitely, like you said, is overqualified, and she could totally turn that company around. I mean, I don't get it.
She's
I don't get it. I don't understand how you put these idiots in charge of anything. I don't know how you do that. Even if she was just in charge of DC, she would kill it. I mean,
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
You
That woman knows what she's talking about.
You got James Gunn promoting Marvel movies while he's simultaneously supposed to be working on Superman.
Yeah. And also, like, I mean, I didn't watch like the red carpet interviews for like Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I saw clips of them on like Twitter or something like that. But like, I love how every like clip I saw was the interviewer asking the actors like, "Would you follow James Gunn to DC?" It's like, first of all, what kind of a question is that? And second, what do you think they're gonna say?
I don't know. Ridiculous. Again, I don't get it.
I don't get it. No.
Bell says, "Oh yeah, to be honest, I don't be talking to them like that. I don't even watch them, to be honest. I only watch Zod, Max, Will, Strong Arm, really just the Snyderverse cats." Yeah, you know, you're the right person. That you're doing the right thing there, Bell, because that's the thing. I don't watch any of those people. I mean, APass, do you watch any of those people? The all the haters? I don't
waste my time.
No,
why would I?
Time is too valuable. Like,
exactly.
I just don't get it. Time is a commodity. If you're gonna put your time into something, it needs to be something that's worth it, no matter what you do during your day. And that is, that is like $1 million advice right out there to all of you. Just seriously, whatever you're doing when you wake up in the morning and you do your day, just make sure that it is something of value to you. If it's not of value to you personally, you are wasting your time. So don't do it. That's why I'll never understand that, if you don't like certain people, why you waste your time being in their streams, commenting on their posts. Honestly, if I hated me, why would I spend time, going at me? Wouldn't it be better for me to spend my time doing something that's more valuable, that's going to benefit me? Maybe trying to heckle us, harass us, and make us feel bad makes them feel good. I don't know, but I'm over that. It's like, listen, I graduated high school a long time ago, and I have no desire to return to that mentality. So
exactly,
I just don't get it.
Even when I was in high school, I didn't have that mentality. Like, I was just like, get me out of here. Like, I want to, like, this chapter of my life, I want to be out of, like, because of that the pettiness of it all, I guess. I don't know.
It is petty because the thing is, these are people that we'll never meet. These are people that we'll never see in real life.
And they would never come up to us anyway.
Never,
like,
never.
They would never.
We'll be all at a meetup just chilling. And if they would just walk right past us because they would be afraid of what we would say.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's that mentality that just, and I mean, it's all hate over movies though. That's the most fascinating part. None of us control these movies. None of us control anything that happens. So why is there that much of an issue?
I think that speaks to Zach and his storytelling. Yeah, like, I think the deeper messages that are there rub certain people the wrong way. But I mean, that's the only explanation I can think of.
Yeah, me too. I don't get it at all. Taladia Place says, "Hi chat, just wanted to take the time to say, Zod, you are an amazing person. I can't wait for your book, my friend." Well, thank you very much, Taladia. I'm glad you're here. I feel like you are an amazing person as well, and I'm glad to know you. APass, this is the thing. We've made so many good friends. You and I have become good friends. We've met so many good people throughout all of this that I feel like that's the best part. It's fine to have to deal with trolls and detractors and weirdos when you can make good friendships and you can be around good people, and none of that other noise really matters. Because in the end, I think we're going to get what we want. I think we're going to win. I think Cell is going to be a reality. I think that these other movies are going to happen. And then what are they all going to say?
Then they'll say, I was for it the whole time.
Right,
I was behind.
the goalpost. Where do the goalposts move once these movies happen? You know what it'll be? It all depends. It all depends on where the movies land. So let's say James Gunn, his franchise fails because Superman Legacy flops, and they decide they're gonna go back to the well with the Snyderverse and let Zack finish in a few years because they don't have anything else and they need something. So they let Zack come back and they make the movies. Then the haters will say, well, you guys all said it was sell ZSJL to Netflix. You guys were wrong. You all said it was Netflix and now WB is doing it. Okay. So, but if it does happen on Netflix, what will be the argument then? That's my question. What will you say if it literally Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 show up on Netflix? What will you haters say then?
Honestly, yeah, what will they say? Well, I guess we'll wait and see.
We are going to find out, and that's a good thing. Barry Allen wants to know if I have any updates on my book. All I can tell you, Barry Allen, is that the book is coming along very, very well. I believe I mentioned this earlier. It is technically writing itself. And I've got so much material that it might end up being split into 2 books. But I just want to see, because I feel like it's a very fluid situation. I don't want to end it too quickly, because if I end it and then something big happens, then I kind of want it to be basically a chronicle of the fandom, essentially. So starting from release the Snyder Cut all the way up to sell ZSJL, sell Snyderverse. I'm covering everything. So my desire for the book is to end it with Zack being able to complete his vision. So when they announce Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 or Justice League 2 and 3, that would be where I would want to end the book, because that would be a nice way to put it. It would end it on a positive note, that we got what we wanted, everybody got what they wanted, and then we just move on. But I'm afraid, though, because if I were to stop now, then I know what'll happen. Then it'll get announced, and then it'll be too late to do. So I'm trying to be careful, and I'm working. So I'm working with what I have, and I keep getting more and more information. I'm waiting on some stuff to come back, some interviews. And some quotes from some high-profile people that I'm waiting to hear back from. So hopefully that'll happen so that I could put those quotes in the book. And then the book is going to be published through Second Skin, which is the company that Mikey Sutton uses to publish the Dreamwalker comics. So I'm going to work directly with him and allow him to publish it through Second Skin Publishing. That's what I'm going to do. So that's really the biggest thing going on with the book right now. I'm happy because I have a publisher, I have an editor, I know what my path is, and I know how I want the book to end. But as far as the information, it's all in there. I'm very, very thorough. I think you guys are going to like it a lot because of the way that it's respectful and positive towards the fandom. So
can't wait to read it. Gonna be amazing.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it because you're one of the first people I'm going to send it to. APass. I'm like, you got to check this out and read it. Yeah, you got to tell me, because I don't know, before it goes to anywhere, you and a few others are going to get copies so that you guys can read it first, and then let me know, because because it's like there's things in there, because I know as thorough as I've been, there's going to be some things in it that I maybe forgot about or didn't get a chance to put in, and then you guys can look at it and read it and remind me and be like, well, hey, Zod, you didn't talk about this. Oh yeah, okay, I'll do a chapter on that, because I'm trying to keep it to like 16 chapters.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that now, because there's so much, and the full circle chapter is going to be huge. It'll probably be the biggest chapter in the book. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. AI won't work the way people think it will work. Yeah, Darth Plato, I agree with you. I think AI is going to be a lot scarier than people think. I mean,
yeah. It's like humans never learn. Like we have like the Frankenstein story, and I know it's like not exactly like the same thing, but it's like there's like a parallel. You know what I mean? Like it's like we're trying to play God and we're not.
Yeah, that's the whole problem with AI.
Yeah.
That's why AI is surpassing us. That's why there's this problem with artificial super intelligence, because once it surpasses us, it's naturally going to see us as the inferior species and is going to see us as an obstacle to whatever goals it decides that are best for it and the furtherance of whatever it wants to do. That's the issue. It's like that's why, again, humans were never meant to have the God particle. We just weren't.
No,
we just were not meant to have God mode because it's a humans can't even agree. We can't even agree amongst ourselves, what the right course of action is on any given topic.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's insane.
It's like that quote that Steppenwolf says. It's like they won't band together. There's no protectors here. Like that sort of thing. Like it's like
that's exactly what it is. That's
Yeah.
what we're essentially doing. It's like with AI, humanity is essentially creating Kryptonians, and basically once that happens, the only way that humanity is going to survive as a species is if it can merge with AI. It's going to have to merge with AI in some way to be able to coexist with it. Which in a lot of ways we have, because our cell phones are.
That's true. Yeah.
Are super powerful, and people are glued to their cell phones constantly. So it's sort of we're already getting acclimated to the digital, to humanity's reliance on digital.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I really think in the end we're all screwed, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, if humans were smarter, kinder, and more, and had more respect for each other, I think it would be different. But unfortunately, it's just I just don't see it. I don't know. Our fandom. There's a lot of great people out there. We have a great, like I said, I think that, if I say that humanity is generally good, then we definitely have to be, if we're going to survive the AI apocalypse. I mean, we got to be good. We definitely have to be. Let's see. BJ just follows whatever saggy likes. Okay, you guys are talking about that. Belle Reeve says canceled. Nah, I wouldn't say that. We just ain't cool anymore for whatever reason. I stay in my own lane and then going through real life problems. That's why I don't be on YouTube. Yeah, you know what, Belle? I agree. It's about staying in your own lane and not caring what other people say or think and what they do, because they're going to do what they want to do regardless. Okay. Yeah. And that's why, for me, I mean, I feel like I'll do a stream if I have something to talk about. If not, and I got better things to do, I've got other things to do with my time, that's what's going to happen. And that's how you have to do. You can't live your life according to what haters think and what they do, because they're going to do what they want to do regardless.
Yep.
AI can compute, not think. What AI makes is a collage. Darth Plato, I agree with you to a point, but there's also the problem of AI becoming self-aware. And when that happens, that's what the problem is going to be. it's already gotten to the point where it's so advanced that some scientists actually believe that it has become self-aware. And that's not what we want. We don't want AI to be self-aware ever. Because if you have AI self-aware, that's when you start getting into like Skynet type of situations. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all can, guess what? I'm getting married. Y'all. Congratulations, Belle.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. My God, especially all the stuff you've had a rough last couple of years. I am so happy for you. That is beautiful. Wow.
That's awesome. That's so
great.
Happy for you.
Great news. Great news. Sickness says integrity. They tried to help truth and get exposed for all that stuff. When it first went down, Saggy persuaded Bell to talk the truth on stream and brought him on after knowing everything he was doing. Okay. It says a lot that AI understands Man of Steel better than the haters do. Yeah. Well, again, that's one of the positives of AI. AI understands Man of Steel.
Yep, that's one of the positives.
So you know what? I'll get back to you guys on the chat. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run that trailer one more time so that you guys can check it out. Those that didn't get to check it out before, because I played it at the beginning of the stream. So we'll play it one more time.
As someone who possesses extraordinary abilities, it would be easy for me to become disillusioned with humanity. I have seen the worst that people can do, and it would be easy to conclude that we are not worth saving. But I refuse to give in to that kind of thinking. I've seen the worst of what humanity can do. I've seen them tear each other apart, destroy the world they live in, and hurt the people they love. But I've also seen the glimmer of hope, the possibility of redemption. I know that there are people out there who are worth fighting for. People who are struggling to make a difference, who are trying to make the world a better place.
This heroic act is just the latest in a long line of feats by the Man of Steel.
And moments ago, he was seen rescuing a group of civilians from a burning building.
They're the reason I keep going. The reason I keep fighting. Even when it seems like there's no hope left. They are the reason Jor-El sent me here. They are the reason I am Superman.
You will learn to fear me, Kryptonian.
I don't know. I got a little hyped again.
Damn you, AI.
Yeah, that was and that's the thing. That was Henry Cavill's voice. How was that possible? You didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You didn't record that.
Oh man. I don't want to think about it.
And Belle says, "I'm so happy that APass is real." Oh, I'm happy too. I'm sure you're happy as well that you're real, right, APass?
Yeah, or else I would be, just a little.
APass is not an AI.
Thank God.
Our hashtags are working, ZodWriter and APass. Yes, I believe so.
Yes, we're like literally the only thing that's like popping in DC right now. It's our hashtag.
That's what I think.
Mhm.
Let's see. Darth Plato says Adam Warlock was the bomb in the comics. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He was. He was a great character. If you read, Secret Wars and all the huge, big Marvel comics back in the day where that Adam Warlock played a role in, he was a tremendously great character. And James Gunn wasted him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Shocker there, huh?
Ridiculous. And I have a feeling he's going to do something with Superman, the Big Galoot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when. That's what it should be called, actually. Superman, the Big Galoot. That would be better. I would actually be more interested in seeing it if that's what he called the movie, because at least I would know going in that it's a comedy and it's a spoof, and you're not supposed to take it serious.
Yeah, but.
I mean, how do you? But again, one other way I think he can get people on board, like I said before, is if he makes Superman Jonathan Kent, and he's not Clark, and that way you're not. That way you truly are telling a different story.
Yeah.
Because Jonathan Kent has a completely different origin story. He has a completely different dynamic, and
Yeah.
So let's see. They made Warlock a big old galoot. They made Warlock. Yeah, they made Warlock pretty dumb. Warlock was pretty much a big galoot himself. He was pretty dumb. He was. He had a very one-dimensional mind. He really didn't. He was not a good character. He kind of was like, yeah. He was actually. I'm trying to think, like almost like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz.
Huh.
If he only had a brain.
Oh, that's funny.
That's the thing I hate. Why does it matter if we are fans of the comics or not? Why can't some of us just like comic book movies for what they are?
Facts.
That's facts. That's facts 100%. I mean, Zack Snyder does his thing, and he does it so well. He gives us these comic book elements, but tells the stories in ways that are, what was the word he used for Superman that he wanted? He wanted Superman to be what?
Oh, God. Now I'm like blanking.
He wanted him to be relatable.
Bingo. Yes. And he did a great job doing that. And that's the thing. I think that's also what made people so, like against his take, is because like people view Superman in a certain light, and whenever you make him relatable in that way, I don't know, it's just like people can't like comprehend it. I think he did a fantastic job making him relatable, and he totally made it so like realistic. If he was in our world right now, that's what would happen. Just in general.
I think the real reason why a lot of people have problems with Zack Snyder's take on Superman is because of our shitty world. If our world is, it's not that Zack changed Superman fundamentally. He just put Superman into our world, and because our world is bleak, our world is filled with crap and disgusting and ridiculous things. That's why that's why, because it hits a little bit too close to home for people. It goes over their heads because it's like, this is the world we live in. And this is exactly how Superman would be if he were in our world.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I don't mean to like, belittle like Marvel fans or anything like that. It's just like Marvel has no stakes. Like, and if there is stakes, like it's just like it's a joke. There's no like weight to anything. And I think people just want mindless entertainment, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to quote the Russo brothers during their interview with Zach. If you give people the same flavored ice cream, they're going to end up throwing it back in your face. And I found that ironic that they said that. I was like, I mean, you guys were part of that problem. Were you not? Just saying. And Zach was like, giving us like like ice cream sundaes, and they were giving us I don't know, the same chocolate 1 scoop thing.
1 scoop of plain chocolate
Mhm.
over and over and over. Why? Well, plain chocolate sells. Plain chocolate sells better than anything else. So we just have to keep pumping out that plain chocolate, plain chocolate, plain chocolate.
Yep. Mhm.
I kind of felt like Zach was in a that's another. I'm glad you brought that up so we could talk a little bit about that Zach interview with the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
Joe Russo to me came off as one of the most arrogant douchebags I've ever seen, man. Like the way he was talking, I was like, what is it with you, man? Like the other guy, like the other Russo brother, Anthony Russo, he was all cool, and you know what? He was starstruck by Zach. I could tell he was starstruck.
Yeah.
You know, just by listening to Zach, but Joe was just like, yeah, well, we do it like this, and then we do this, and then it's like
he was acting like he was Francis Ford Coppola or something.
Right?
Like dude, you're not all that.
Dude, you didn't make The Godfather.
Yeah, okay. You may have made like Endgame and Infinity War, but compared to actual cinema, it's not.
It's not real cinema. It's just cape shit. Okay, you didn't make anything of any substance. What are we talking about here? I mean, in the way he was going into his process, I learned more about him. And it's like anytime Zach finally gets a word in, it was kind of like, okay, well, I don't know. I just was, and honestly, what I do like about the Russos is you can tell that they have a genuine affection for Zach. You can tell.
Yeah.
That they really do like Zach. They really do. And I would not, be mad if the Russos and Zach eventually teamed up for something, for some kind of a project. I think that'd be cool. I think they could do that. I think they could help each other. But at the same time, when I was listening to, Joe Russo, I was just kind of like, well, dude, you need to, walk it back a couple of paces.
Yeah.
You're way too full of yourself there, bro. I'm not like I said, I got nothing but love for Anthony Russo because he clearly understood who he was in the room with. But Joe was just like, it was just something totally, it was a different thing. I was like, man. And I watched both parts of that thing, man. And I was like, wow, Joe, you said more than anybody.
He did. And you could definitely tell that Anthony's like the more humble of the two.
Absolutely. And Joe's like a straight up narcissist. He's a narcissist. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah, last I checked, this wasn't an interview with Joe Russo. This was an interview with Zack Snyder. Like,
right. I felt there were a couple of times where I felt like Zach was interviewing them. It really did feel that way because Joe couldn't stop talking about himself.
Yeah. That did. Yeah, I know what parts you're talking about too. Yeah, it did feel like that at certain points. Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to, if you really want that to happen, you should join Zach on a Vero stream one of these days, and maybe Zach can return the favor and interview you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. But I was just happy, honestly, to see something like that. To see, two very famous Marvel directors with the greatest DC director of all time. Like it was just really cool and surreal to see that, to see them sitting down. Zach is trying to enjoy his pizza, and Joe Russo won't shut up. But it's just like, I guess I had a different perspective from watching that than other people did. But
no, I got that vibe too. Like, it was obvious that he thinks his shit doesn't stink. It's like, dude, yeah, just walk,
Yeah. Yeah,
Bring it back, reel it in a little bit.
I half expected him to announce at the end of the stream that the Russo brothers are doing a remake of The Godfather. With the way he was talking, I half expected it because he just really was coming off. The way he sounded was like you might as well, and having Zack Snyder there too, just to flex. Oh, by the way, Anthony and I are remaking The Godfather. That's coming up next. Yeah, on pizza with Russo and Russo. Like, what?
Oh, jeez. I was flying. Oh my god. Okay, sorry.
Terrible. It's just, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know if it's I don't know if something like that's going to happen at some point, but it very well might.
And Chris Evans will play Don Corleone.
Oh, absolutely. I really wouldn't mind them doing whatever if they just let us have Zach's story first or parallel on third party. At least if they finish, we'll always have that version complete, even if DCU blows. Yeah, I agree completely. I think that's all we want. Just finish what you start. And that's a problem that Warner Brothers has. They don't finish what they start. And then they wonder why people are the way they are. Look, you let Nolan finish his trilogy. You let Nolan do what he wanted to do. You think if Christopher Nolan wanted to do 2 more movies, Warner Brothers wouldn't jump at the chance to let him do 2 more Batman movies?
Oh, yeah, they would definitely do that.
Zach wanted to give you a 5-movie arc. So let him finish. Let him give him the 5 movies.
It's only fair. It's only fair. Like you guys teased it for how many years? You gave us a slate back in 2016 that looked amazing. And then you just ripped the rug right out from under us and expect us to freaking support Shazam and every other wacky freaking take that they want to do. Like, it's just like, I mean, you're going to give Matt Reeves a trilogy, for God's sake. Let Zach finish his story. Like,
right. I don't get it. Again,
I don't get
our
it.
Our theme for tonight. I don't get it.
I don't get it. Yeah.
If we took Zack Snyder and we said, okay, Zach, only thing you can do now, you can finish your story. You can make your last 2 movies. I think Zach would be the happiest man on earth at that point.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. And Full Circle only reinforced that. Like, it's obvious that he wants to finish that story. Like, what artist doesn't want to finish what they start? Like, and then for people to be like, so I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, this event literally proved that he was not done.
Absolutely. And Daniel Martin points this out. Joe Russo basically bragging about making movies by committee. We're in a bizarre world. Oh yeah, his whole process. And how about Joe Russo pimping the idea of reshoots, talking about how great reshoots are, and with Zach is like, yeah, we don't do those.
Yeah, Zach's like, no, that's not really my thing.
But he was like humoring him, like, oh yeah, that's a good. Well, I guess if it works for you, like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Talk about like read the room. Like, you're really gonna like say, oh, reshoots, yeah, reshoots. Like, after like what Zach had been through. Like, okay, whatever.
He would ask Zach a question that he himself was waiting to answer the whole time since Zach would talk. Yeah, that's exactly what we were getting. Yeah. I noticed that too. And like, he would answer it, and he would want to basically do a comparison between how Zach's process is and how his process is. And Anthony Russo probably said 10 words the entire time they were even on stream.
Pretty much, yeah.
If we're ever on a stream together, and I'm talking too much like Joe Russo, please just tell me to shut up because he wasn't letting the other guy talk at all. The other guy had nothing to say. It was like if this was a live event, I would have been putting in the chat hashtag let Anthony speak. Because every time, because he would get a look on his face like he wanted to say something, but he wouldn't get a chance because his brother would just monopolize everything.
Yeah. He tried. He tried to speak his mind.
Not a one thing has made as much as Zach's movies in DC sense, except Aquaman. But I'd argue that was part of Zach's natural upward projection with the universe, and we were starving after justice. Yeah, and what WB fails to understand is, once again, Aquaman only made $1 billion because it had the Snyder army behind it, because we were grateful to Jason Momoa for all of the work that he did campaigning to get the Snyder cut released.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So either we create the problem by not going to see these movies, or we're a force to be reckoned. I mean, you can't blame us for these flops and then ignore the successes.
Exactly.
That's the thing I don't understand. So Aquaman made $1 billion. You don't think that was because of the Snyder army being behind it? You think we just, that movie made $1 billion just because of the general audience and a few of these run with gun DC fans? I don't get it.
Which is it? Yeah, which is it? I want a definite answer.
Okay, Marcus Cruz, I'm glad you're here because I actually I did see this report about Adam Driver and Margot Robbie officially being cast for Marvel's Fantastic Four. Adam Driver's playing Reed Richards, and Margot Robbie is playing Susan Storm.
That is so ironic. Isn't that ironic? After that interview, remember during Birds of Prey, where they were she was asked, who would you be if Marvel asked you to be in their universe? And they suggested Sue Storm. And now she's Sue Storm. That's crazy.
Well, Marvel, unlike DC, Marvel likes to give the fans what they want. You see, you see the difference. Although Marvel may put out, cookie cutter, run of the mill schlock, they still tend to cater to the fans. That's what I'm noticing. I mean, Spider-Man No Way Home was a complete fan wink. The whole movie was just if you were a fan at all of anything Marvel or Spider-Man, if you watch that movie, it's just like, wow, this is giving the fans what they want. That's why it made so much money.
Exactly. And that, I remember going to see Spider-Man No Way Home, and when I saw Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, I freaked out. I was like, this is awesome. Because I still Tobey Maguire is still my favorite Spider-Man.
Mine too.
I remember going to see those movies growing up and loving it, and just whenever I saw him back, I was like, this is amazing. And it made me want to see another movie with him as Spider-Man. Same with Andrew Garfield too. Yeah.
And you know what's funny? You know what the funny part is? Marvel will probably make those movies. Yes, Marvel will probably make a Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire and a Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield, because it's what the fans want, and they know they can make money off of it. Unlike DC, where the fans keep asking for Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, and they keep giving us the middle finger. So I don't get it.
And they try so hard to copy Marvel, but they miss the most obvious thing that makes Marvel successful, which is fan service. And they just don't have any concept of that. So hashtag sell.
Hashtag sell. Absolutely. Marcus Cruz says Zod, Adam Driver, and Margot Robbie are officially Reed Richards and Sue Storm in the MCU Fantastic Four movie. What are your thoughts? My thoughts are great. I think Adam Driver's a great actor. I think he'll pull it off. I think he'll be a good Reed Richards. I know you wanted Marcus, you wanted John Krasinski, but here's the thing. Adam Driver's a good actor. He can pull off the role. I think he can. I'm not worried about it. And I'm not worried about Margot Robbie as Susan Storm either. I think she'll be fine.
She's a great actress too.
Honestly, I mean, honestly, they could have picked worse actors. They could have.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's the other thing with like Margot and like Harley Quinn. Like I feel like that was such a missed opportunity. Like they totally like mishandled that whole thing. And that was partially like on her too because of Birds of Prey. But
yeah. She had like creative control in Birds of Prey, didn't she? Wasn't she she had control over everything that they did with Harley Quinn in that movie. So they could only do so much.
Right.
Like Jesse Allen says, only Ayer's version was the best. Yeah, we got, that's the other thing. We got to see the Ayer cut. That's another movie that we need.
And after watching that OG talk with Will Rollins on Sky's channel, like I want to see the Ayer cut. Like I want to see
more than anything now. It's like, okay, can we see it before an AI remakes it? Can we please watch it? Because that's what I feel like doing. Taking those leaked the leaked script and feeding it to an AI and being like, okay, show me the Ayer cut, please. I mean, I want to watch the movie.
Yeah, and
it's like
it makes me wonder though, like why Margot's so like against it. You know? Like you would think like you would want to support the director that like gave you that job to begin with. And his vision, like you literally bought into that vision.
I think you know what it is. I think she's gotten to that point as an actress where she thinks she knows better than the fans. She thinks she knows better than the writers. She thinks she knows better in terms of her character. And that's probably why she's protective of that character, and she wants the character to be seen in a different light. But that's not necessarily a good thing, because you want the character to be portrayed the way the character is written. And if she has a problem with that, it's probably a good thing that she's not associated with that character anymore.
Yeah,
because Susan Storm is going to be the polar opposite of what Harley Quinn was.
Yeah.
Marcus Cruz says you just don't cast Adam Driver in a bad movie. Dude is an Oscar caliber actor. Yeah,
that's true.
That's why, Marcus, how do you feel about it? I mean, I'm not worried about it. Are you worried about it, APass?
No.
I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be a good movie. It'll be nice to see the Fantastic Four on the big screen again. They give it another go. You know,
it's
this is
probably going to be way more successful anyway, too.
Yeah, this is like the fifth iteration. Like, okay, we're gonna try again. Let's see. Let's hope that this one works. Jesse Allen says only Ayer's version was the best. Yep, agreed. It won't be like WB completely wasting having Ben Affleck and Jared Leto as goddamn Batman and Joker. Yeah, like imagine the Batfleck movie. Imagine what that movie would be. Oh my god!
And that's another thing. Ben was so like
coy.
Tight-lipped.
Yeah.
And coy. Yeah, coy. That's the perfect word for it. He was so coy. And it's like, why are you being so secretive if nothing's happening? Just saying. And Zach not saying what happened to Robin?
Maybe that's the movie they're gonna make. Maybe they're gonna make the Batfleck movie.
Dude.
You know, because if you think about it, think about this. Just hear me out for a second, APass.
Mm-hmm.
They brought Ben Affleck to full circle. and he couldn't, and Zach couldn't talk about what happened to Robin, and Ben didn't want to give away too many details about what he was doing with his movie with Deathstroke as the main villain. I think that movie's going to get made. I think there's
and
something
the creator of
going on.
Deathstroke wanting the Batfleck movie. Like,
yeah, how about that? Is that a coincidence or not? I think not.
I think you're onto something.
I think that movie's happening. I think there's something brewing with that movie. Maybe they're not gonna rush right away and make Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 right away. Maybe we have this all wrong. Maybe they're gonna make the Batfleck movie first,
which would be dope. Give it to us.
And now think about it. You got the writer's strike, so they've stopped. There's nothing gonna be happening, right? But they've already got Ben Affleck's script. He already did his script for the movie. And so the Batman, and if there's an actor's strike, no telling how far back this could push things.
Yeah.
That might actually work in the favor of the Snyderverse, to be honest. This whole strike thing, I didn't even really think about it like that, but it actually could have an impact because they could be looking at it from the perspective of, well, we don't have any project. It's going to take us a while to get things together and to get things up and running again. And we don't know how long this is going to take, but we've got, Justice League 2 and 3 over here. We got the Batfleck movie over here. We've got the Air cut ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think I think there's some sort of blessing thing going on, especially at Full Circle, how they were so tight-lipped. And
and then Zach saying how Wayne Manor was going to be the Hall of Justice, and then he was like, "It's going to be amazing."
Oh my God!
It's going to be amazing.
I think you and I figured everything out right here.
I think we did. I mean, honestly, you don't say something like that if something isn't brewing. I'm not saying it's finalized, but something is happening. Something is being done behind the scenes. You don't say something like that.
No.
You don't say it like that.
No, not at all. And again, Merv Wolfman coming out and specifically saying that he wants that movie. I am 100%. I know. I don't know. And again, like I said, I don't have any sources. I'm not a scooper. I don't know anything, but I'm just trying to put the pieces together.
We're speculating. We're not saying it's definite. Betas, okay? We're not saying it's a definite
yeah, because that's what they'll do, APass. They'll clip this and say that we're, no.
They're saying it's happening.
That's not what we're doing. We're speculating because at this point, it just looks, hey, I was right about James Gunn wanting to do Marvel versus DC, but they don't give me credit for that though.
Of course
they went at me and attacked me like I was just complete human garbage because I said that James Gunn wants to do Marvel versus DC, and I made my point pretty forcefully.
These people are so
it's like they are the very definition of true nerds. 100%, they're nerds. Because I'm just like, what are we talking about here? Who cares?
Since when was speculating such a bad thing?
It is to these guys.
I know, it's like again, we killed their cat. We killed their pet. We're literally doing nothing to you guys. Nothing at all. We're just living life. We're just we're talking about things that we love and what we're passionate about. You can run with Gunn all you want. No one's saying you can't.
And they don't have to watch the content either. That's the thing.
Exactly.
I'm gonna point this out right now. The last two live streams that you and I, that APass and I did together, for you guys listening right now, have done very, very well. We get a lot of views for this stream that we do together for some reason. And obviously, people are interested in what we have to say. So people that love us, the people that hate us, thank you for watching, because it all it does is show the value of this stream. You guys, I'll never understand it why you would devote time to something you don't like, but that's cool. I mean, I guess everybody needs a hobby.
I guess. I mean, I just can't imagine wasting my time, but
because I don't watch any of their stuff.
Guys.
You know,
thank you haters for wasting your time, because guess what, it's not my time that I'm wasting. It's yours. It's like precious time.
APass, I'm just so grateful to you being here, and I'm so happy to have a co-host who just completely shares my love for all of this stuff. This is so beautiful to do this stream with you.
I feel honored.
It's incredible. But it works so well, and it's so fun just to talk to you about all this stuff, because I feel like a lot of it has to be said. There's so much, there's so much that's happened, and it's just gonna continue to ramp up from here. I feel like Full Circle is just the beginning of where things are going to start to go. And Daniel Martin wants to know, do you guys think Margot Robbie is out as Harley Quinn in the DCEU thing? Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I mean, as much as like James Gunn like claimed to like keep her as like, but he's a liar, so like I don't trust a word he says, but yeah. The fact that she's going to play Sue Storm, it's inevitable. Yeah,
it's a wrap. It's a
wrap. Yeah.
You don't go from Harley Quinn to Sue Storm and then go back to Harley Quinn. Sue Storm is kind of a big role for Marvel. So she'll be there. It'd be like it would be like if they suddenly were able to get Henry Cavill for Captain Britain. Over at Marvel, he wouldn't if he's playing one, he's not going to play the other. Like, here's a better thing. If say, for example, they get Henry Cavill for James Bond.
Oh God.
Then I think we're done. I think we'll never get him back as Superman again.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say.
Because as James Bond, that's like British Superman. Like that's
yeah,
that's
you're right.
That's so iconic that if he gets that, it's like, oh my God, it'll be great for Henry, but
cinematic travesty for us fans.
So hopefully, Justice League 2 and 3 can get made before Henry, if Henry gets James Bond. Hopefully that's because she wants her character to stay popular with kiddies. Well, maybe, I don't know what her viewpoint is on that. Michael, what's up? He says, hey, Zod and APass, interesting question. Why do you guys think that Zach keeps giving Sean O'Connell and Dave the Film Junkie opportunities when we know they don't support the Snyderverse?
That's a good question. I think there's like something strategic behind it. I'm not going to say like I know for sure, but maybe exposing them. I don't know.
Or it could just be that somebody had a theory that they could be industry plants, that they're on the payroll of either Warner Brothers or somebody in the industry that is, and that for some reason Zach, is obligated for whatever reason to give these guys a platform. Or it could just be that Zach is, took a liking to them and sees them as friends and doesn't really pay attention to what they say about the Snyderverse behind his back. I don't know. Again, there's no real, but I think once again, APass, I think you're kind of onto it. There's got to be something. Maybe it's strategic in some way, and I just don't know. But I did find it amazing that Ray Fisher didn't want to sit next to Dave the Film Junkie at SnyderCon. That tells you a lot. See,
it does.
Real recognizes real, and Ray Fisher does not play around with clowns. He does not like fake people. So he doesn't like Sean O'Connell. He doesn't like Dave the Film Junkie. And that's another thing I want to point out. Sean O'Connell hated BVS.
Oh, I know.
He hated that movie with a passion. He put out tweets like, I want to see and I'm paraphrasing, he said, I want to see a Justice League movie as long as it's not directed by Zack Snyder. These are the kinds of things that Sean O'Connell had said. So for Zack Snyder to have Sean O'Connell moderating a BVS event, it's almost a crime against humanity. But here's why I think that happened, and why I believe APass is completely right and onto something again. Because Justice League Day, Ray Fisher was there, and Ray Fisher did not want to be a part of an event that Sean O'Connell was moderating. So Sean O'Connell, to the best of my knowledge, was supposed to moderate the Justice League panel. But because Ray Fisher was there, they moved Sean O'Connell to BVS Day because Ray Fisher wasn't there for BVS. So they had Sean O'Connell moderate BVS and Ray Porter, who was Darkseid, moderate Zack Snyder's Justice League. So again, the strategic thing that you're talking about, it does expose him because it makes him made him uncomfortable. He was uncomfortable during that BVS Q&A. I don't care what he says. He responded to me because I called him out, said something to him, and he said something to me about how he enjoyed himself and that I'm just projecting or something. But that's another thing that the betas like to use. They like to use words like, they always like to tell me that I'm projecting. What am I projecting? Projecting what? I wasn't there. What am I projecting? I'm critical of you. I'm not projecting anything onto myself because I wasn't at the event. If I was there, maybe you could say that in relation to you, but I wasn't there. So what are we talking about? But the point was, you could tell that Sean O'Connell was uncomfortable moderating that BVS. And everybody in the crowd knew that Sean O'Connell does not like BVS. That's why when Sean O'Connell came out, nobody clapped for him. because he's probably the last person in the world that should have been moderating that event. And that's exactly why Zach had him moderate that event.
Exactly.
It's funny.
It's hilarious. When he said Metalo.
Yeah, he's not a DC fan either, by the way.
Metalo. Like what? What?
I mean, is that the name of that sounds like something you would name your cat, Metalo.
Yeah.
I want to get a cat and name him Barry Metalo. Metalo. I think that's beautiful.
I was just gonna say it sounds like a musical instrument. Like I don't know. Like what? Metalo.
Have you learned how to play the Metalo? Do you have to use your mouth?
Yeah. Oh my god. And another thing, I want to know your take. What do you think happened with the Gal Gadot thing? You know how we heard that she was going to make an appearance? Do you think it was like a cover for like making people not suspect that it was actually Ben? Because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like
either that or maybe Gal Gadot doesn't like Sean O'Connell or Dave the Film Junkie. I don't know, but I think you're right. I think it just had to do with just they wanted to cover up the fact that they were bringing in Ben Affleck.
Yeah, it's either that or she canceled at last minute or something.
Yeah, maybe she was supposed to be there too. Who knows? Like these are things we're not privy to. And I know because you and I had talked about it a little bit after it happened, and I kind of thought about it in the terms of maybe it seemed to me, I got the feeling on the last day like there was something bigger planned.
Yeah.
But something fell through at the last moment. And maybe that was Gal, maybe that was something bigger. I don't know, but it just felt to me, and it felt a little bit off, especially because, like I said, the way that they were just not technically set up properly for that event. I mean, you don't,
Yeah.
it was just astounding to me because I looked at it like this is just a regular IMAX theater. There's nothing special about it. So it wasn't equipped for anything big, like, the way the art center, they set it up for, the Q&A, and they had microphones and they had it wired together properly. And then the way it all ended, they're kicking us out because they got a screening of Super Mario Brothers. I was like, Mario Brothers ended the Snyderverse.
Yeah, literally. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh,
And the energy kind of felt different compared to night 1 and night 2.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
like I think you're right. I think something was supposed to happen, but then at the last minute it didn't. Because it seemed unprepared. Yeah. Yeah.
They're taking out the cameos. They put them back in. They've taken them out. They put them back in so many times. I've got whiplash trying to remember if they're in or out.
Literally.
It's
For
terrible.
real.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
We won't know until we see the movie.
Mhm.
And I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about The Flash. That's what I wanted to ask you, APass. What do you feel about The Flash? I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now.
I gotta be honest, okay? Ever since Sil and Mikey told us that they took out Cavill's cameo, like his cameos, I should say, and like that ending scene and everything like that, I wasn't excited for it. And then whenever I saw the first trailer, I saw everybody else, like I was watching that stream, like that live reaction that Sil had, and everyone was so excited, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that excitement. Like I was just like, this doesn't, it's not hitting with me. But like I didn't want to like bring the chat down by saying like saying something like, oh guys, I don't feel it. It's just like I wanted to give it a chance. And then I thought it was just like, oh, maybe the next trailer will like catch me or something. And then I watched the next trailer and I felt even more like I didn't really.
Oh yeah, that second trailer. And then the third trailer. I don't know if you saw the Japanese third trailer that they put out. I was like, my God, what are we doing here? Is this? Are we doing? They really are trying to do Spider-Man No Way Home all over again.
God,
that's what it looks like they're trying to do. And I was like, wow. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel.
Mr. J, I'm sorry. APass betrayed Sil Nation.
You were just being honest with your feelings. I don't know. Oh my God, APass.
I'm sorry. That was so fun. Mr. J, like, hilarious.
Sucking the air out of the room, like, I actually. But see, this is what I love. You and I. It seems like our views on this stuff also always seem to align, APass.
Yeah.
So we can always talk about it amongst ourselves. But yeah, I'm with you. If I'm not feeling something, I don't want to go in the chat and be a downer. But sometimes, it's too strong to not say something. But with this movie, the one thing that I'm excited about is Ben Affleck.
Yes. Yeah, I will say he's probably the only reason why I would go see that movie.
And
just to see him. Yeah.
And the thing is that, they say that they cut out all references to the Snyderverse, and we don't know if this is just a rumor or if this is just something that because we know that these media sites are completely biased against the Snyderverse. So of course they'll say that. But here's the thing: in the trailer, you see the flying fox. And you see Ben Affleck coming out of the flying fox. The flying fox survived the Snyder Cut. The flying fox blew up in Justice League. So if the Flying Fox exists and is in that movie, then the Snyder Cut is canon, because how can the Flying Fox exist? Because it got blown up. That's the thing that I'm thinking about. And then they had that conversation where Ben Affleck was talking about, talking to Barry about Barry traveling through time. But then the most recent commercial changed the dialogue where Ben Affleck is asking Barry a question saying, you can travel through time, like it's a question more than it happened before. So I'm confused as to what, I just don't get it.
I don't get it either. I mean, it makes me believe those reports, though, that they did cut out any references to the Snyder Cut. Because why would you change the dialogue? Like, why would Bruce seem like he had no idea that Barry had that ability? Like, I just, yeah. I wouldn't put it past a wacky co-head to do that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Because we know that James Gunn is not a fan of the Snyderverse, despite the fact that, Zack Snyder and James Gunn are allegedly buddies.
Buddies, yeah. Yep.
And they're supposed to be buddies. So if we got Paula in the chat. What's up, Paula? Good to see you. If Jell-O made a brand, Metalo. I'd love that. I would love that. That should be it. Sean O'Connell, you coined it. Hey, you should talk to Jell-O about that. See if that can happen.
But I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna go see The Flash. I mean, I may do that, but I'm not gonna be like definite about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just maybe if they kept a lot of those references and those cameos, yes, I would definitely go see it. But like, it's just now that it's not that, and it's just like, I don't know. Like,
well, it's a multiverse movie, so if there's any movie where those cameos would be acceptable, you should be able to have any and all cameos because it's a multiverse.
Right.
Exactly. They should actually. I was talking to a friend about this not too long ago, where we were talking, and I was like, technically, this movie should be able to make both Zack Snyder's Justice League and even Justice League canon. It should be able to make everything canon because it takes place in the multiverse. So Flash has to interact with all of these different continuities.
Yeah.
And we talked about this earlier. If they're using Nicolas Cage's Flash, Superman, excuse me, they're using Nicolas Cage. They're going to have, apparently they're going to have Linda Carter's Wonder Woman in there. They're going to have like Christopher Reeve. I think they're digging him up for this. So if you're doing all of that, then you can show anything. You could have anybody and everybody in this movie. So it's nonsensical not to use the Henry Cavill cameos that they paid for. And, I could see them maybe not using all of it, because if there was something in there that sets up something that they're not going to do, I could see them not using that. But from what I heard, Cavill, filmed quite a bit. So I'm sure that they could find a way to use some Cavill material for this movie.
You would think that they would want to make as much money as possible off of The Flash. And one way of doing that is to keep, you don't even, like you said, you don't even have to keep the one where it alludes to a possible sequel to Man of Steel. Like, you don't have to include that. But like the other stuff that he did, you could, and it would bring in people. And for those that say, oh, he didn't bring in enough for Black Adam, just sit down already. Like,
not only that, you're gonna have Wonder Woman in there too. Wonder Woman has a cameo as well.
Exactly.
So if you're gonna have the whole Trinity, then what's the problem? And Paula says Batfleck will likely be in the Flash for 5 minutes. Is it really worth seeing it if that's what's left of the Snyderverse? James Gunn cut out all Snyder actors and put Clooney and Linda Carter and Nick Cage. yeah, that's not a good. That doesn't give us a lot of confidence moving forward. I mean,
Can you
I
say insecurity? Like,
yeah,
it's
insecurity. Yeah.
the amount of ego in one person. It's astounding. It's astounding. Oh my god. Like, ugh.
Well,
Wow.
we'll have to ask James Gunn when we interview him one of these days. Oh, could you imagine APass, you and me interviewing James Gunn, like two of the biggest gun, it would be the most awkward interview, but at the same time we would be going in on him like, oh my god,
roasting him. God.
Oh.
And then bring in Leon and Sky and like the whole cool table. Just like bring them all in and we'll all like just ask questions.
It'll just be a Sill Nation, the Sill Nation roast of James Gunn. That's what it would be.
It's like those celebrity roasts. It would be that. Except James Gunn wouldn't find it funny. He would probably like wanna
I would wear pajamas to the event. We could all wear pajamas. That'd be so funny. Oh, we just wore pajamas with feet in them to honor you, James Gunn. Oh, wow. What a guy. What a guy. I mean,
what a human being.
I mean, you got to understand. And I'll say, again, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was an improvement over Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But that's as positive as I could be about it. I can't sit here and say it was a great movie. I can't sit here and say that it inspired me to believe, like our movie news, who seems to believe that, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is such a masterpiece that James Gunn is the right man for Superman. I didn't get that at all.
What planet would anybody think that he's the right fit for Superman?
That's the thing I'm trying to understand too. I don't get it. What has he done? What has he done to make anybody believe in his entire filmography that he is what you think? So is it Romeo and Juliet that gives him the credentials to direct Superman? Is it the fact that he's a big Richard Donner fan that he should direct Superman? Is it that he directed 3 Guardians of the Galaxy movies based on obscure comic book characters that nobody knew about until he made those movies? I mean, I could see him do. That's why when he mentioned he wants to do the Authority for DC in his DC slate, I could see him doing that movie because the Authority is obscure. They're very unknown characters to the mass audience. So I could see him doing that and doing whatever he wants because nobody knows about those characters. Even Peacemaker to an extent, because Peacemaker is another one that is relatively unknown. But for him to take on something big that is worldwide known, like the Superman symbol is as well known as the cross of Christianity, you're not the guy for that. And to have an ego big enough to think that you're the guy for that. I guess James Gunn's goal is to fake it till you make it at this point.
He should teach a college course on it. How to just get into positions where you're not even qualified to be in.
Fail upward, because none of the movies that he's done have shown any kind of. And here's the other thing too, and a lot of people have said this, and I have to agree 100%. The only reason Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was as popular and as big as it was because James Gunn didn't write it.
Exactly.
James Gunn directed it, but the script was written by somebody who actually has writing skills. So there's there's an actual structure of a plot for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Yeah.
But you're Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was definitely a James Gunn thing through and through, from beginning, middle, and end. It's his style, it's his wheelhouse. That's what he's good at. That's what he does. That's why I say, he could actually make Guardians of the Galaxy movies for the rest of his career, and people would probably be happy because that's his thing. But I just don't get how that's going to translate over to DC. It's not the same thing. I don't want toilet humor in Superman at all.
Or a Batman or a Wonder Woman or a Justice League movie for that matter. No, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit.
He even had a falling scene, like the one in Justice League where where Flash falls on Wonder Woman's chest.
That scene made me furious.
There's a scene like that in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Paula says supporting the projects Pam Apty and Mike DeLuca are doing at WBD is the way to go. The more successful their movies do, the more likely power and influence will be given to them at WBD. I'm rooting for them. I want Pam and Mike to succeed. Mm-hmm. I would love to see, Deborah Snyder get some position of power in a power structure in one of these companies, because she's just amazing. I mean, the way she, emceed, when she made her speech about AFSP at SnyderCon, it was beautiful. It was inspirational. It was uplifting. And it made you feel like, my God, she could really, really run circles around these executives. I mean, you put her in charge, she'll get your company up and running for you and in a heartbeat, and you'll be in good shape.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think that Netflix is monitoring the Cell movement, working to give the green light on the Snyderverse?
I definitely think that they're monitoring what's the Cell movement for sure.
I don't know if this is true or not, but a while ago there was a rumor that Netflix had already approached WBD about it when the movement got started, and I believe that it was quoted that they were offered. Netflix offered WBD $1 billion for the Snyderverse. I don't know if that's true. There hasn't been anything reported in any kind of trades or anything. It was reported online somewhere. But I think it's clear that Netflix is aware of it and could very well have made some kind of an offer. I mean, it also could make sense as to why, again, Zach couldn't talk about certain things and there were, I mean, who knows what's being worked on? I mean, we won't know until something is official, until they tell us straight up, hey, and I'm sure that Zach will do that, because didn't Zach say that he was didn't he say last time he was on Film Junkie's stream that he was going to talk about in the coming weeks, he's going to talk about the clues in the
he did say that,
the poster, the statue.
Yep, he did.
I wouldn't be surprised if they used AI to bring Christopher Reeve back, then see a recycled scene from Man of Steel for Cavill. Oh yeah, they AI Christopher Reeve. They do like where it's uncanny. You literally think Christopher Reeve walked out of the grave. You're like, how did he get here? They use stock footage for Cavill. I can totally see them doing that, because James Gunn is ruthless. AI Christopher Reeve in The Flash is what WBD is banking on to whip up the nostalgia in fans. That and Michael Keaton. Oh, you better believe it. There'll probably be a scene where Michael Keaton Batman and Christopher Reeve's Superman are like back to back. they'll do like that world's finest pose kind of thing. You better believe there'll be
Yeah.
something in there like that because they want to really, really bank on nostalgia to the moon. I mean, as long as it's not Snyderverse.
Oh
See,
yeah, as long as it's not Snyderverse. Yeah, everyone else can be in it, but not Snyder's stuff. No.
and we've got the great Noel Leon Flores, artist extraordinaire, in the chat. What's up, Noel? Great to see you, man. Noel says nothing to do about it, but wait for his Superman movie. He's in the sandbox at WB right now. It's not the same thing still, but things are moving on their side of the world, and waiting for Netflix. Yeah. We'll wait for Netflix, and your shirts are for the
Oh my
Cell
god, your
movement.
shirts are amazing.
My God,
Amazing.
I don't know. I want to get like 3 hoodies, but I'm like I gotta be careful. I can't just be. I'm like I want to get 3. I want to get 3 of them because I'm waiting on the first Cell shirt that Austin made. That will probably and once I have that, that'll be cool. We'll do a stream where we're wearing our Cell shirts, I guess.
Yeah.
But the ones that Noel that you came up with, man,
so amazing.
Incredible stuff. So put your last comments, questions in the chat because APass and I are going to start wrapping this up in a few minutes. So I wanted to get your last things. We've been going for a while now, APass. We've been going for almost 3 hours. We'll see how many views we get for this one. It feels like 20 minutes though, so we're good.
Honestly, the time goes so fast. Yeah.
Let's see. We got Cyan Blue says people forget that Netflix first approached WB about the Snyder Cut, but was rejected. It eventually released on HBO Max. You are absolutely correct. That is a fact. That is a fact, and it's Netflix showed interest. And why did Netflix want Zack Snyder's Justice League? Because Netflix wanted Zack Snyder, and now they got him.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I would say that we are closer to something like this happening than we ever thought we would be. I really truly believe that.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I mean, on a positive note, I don't think that coming off of this full circle event, I don't think we have anything but positivity to fuel us going forward. I'm not paying attention to all the noise, the negativity, the trolls. I don't care about any of them. I don't care about any of that. We just need to keep our eyes on what's important, and we need to keep pushing these hashtags because at the end of the day, this engagement is what's going to take us home and what's going to bring us across the finish line. I mean, when we got Sill Nation, when we got Sill, Leon, and Skywalker in the flesh with Zack Snyder and Deborah Snyder, we don't need, what more do we need? We've got all the confirmation that we could get, and I think we have a great thing going here, and I think Cell is just going to be tremendous, and it's going to take us all the way through, which is what I'm trying to do for the book. Again, guys, I want to get the book, and I want the book to end on a positive note, which is why I'm not rushing to get it out. I want to make sure that it chronicles the entire fandom from the days of release, the Snyder Cut, all the way to getting the Snyderverse restored through Cell, ZSJL, Cell, Snyderverse to Netflix. And Noel Leon Flores says, I enjoyed drawing the shirts. Thank you. The shirts are amazing. The hoodies are even better. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh my God. We've got so much to look forward to. I think this is a great time to be a fan too.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
And if WB or Netflix doesn't do it, AI will do it for us. So either way, we will eventually see the continuation of the Snyderverse, one way or the other.
One way or another.
We're going to get it. And TJ says, Noel, I can't wait for the Dreamwalker editions. But yes, your DC shirts look so realistic to the designs of Zack Snyder. And we're going to end here on Integrity's comment. From my perspective, The Flash is clearly embracing the Snyderverse. It will not erase anything. That's BS. I think Cavill is in it and support the film. This is the real test, not the Black Adam BS. I hope you're right, Integrity.
Yeah,
I hope you are right. Oh my goodness. And with that, I want to say thank you to you guys in the chat for being here. For me and APass, our first stream together, cammed up live for almost 3 hours. Thank you, APass. This is beautiful.
Thank you, Zod.
Is there any other final thoughts you want to give before we wrap this up?
Don't stop, guys. Don't stop.
Don't stop. And as far as everything else goes, I don't get it.
Yeah.
So good night, everybody. Thank you. And APass and I will be back again with another stream real soon. We're gonna try to make this more regular. Not all the time, but more regular than non-regular, I guess could be a good way of looking at it. So till next time, catch you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. Good night, everybody. Hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix.
Woo!
Good night.
Night.